Hello Aries, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your connection between you and the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We'll be pulling for all three sides of the connection, so we'll look at your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story, so we'll be looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section, we'll be looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. On that note, and especially if you're a cross watcher, just know this whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that is totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Aries, let's jump on in here. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards first, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. But let's first start, Aries, with your side of this connection. Aries energy toward the person they are dealing with and are needing to learn the most right now. Learn the most from right now. I also want to mention I've started posting more content to my TikTok and Instagram pages, including a few general readings a week that aren't posted to YouTube. YouTube readings will stay the same, but if you're interested in that additional content, the information for those accounts can be found below. Aries side of this connection, no? Okay, you have friendship. And reciprocity. With deja vu. Okay, there's a lot of complication here when it comes to this connection, because I feel like this person's been in your life for a really long time and you very much value, I feel like, their presence in your life and like want this relationship. I feel like there is a genuine desire for this relationship, like even if it's like romantic or whatever the case might be. I feel like this person's been in your life for a really long time. But I feel like you always feel as if you are bringing a lot more to this relationship than the person that you're dealing with. Almost as if you're always the one to put in the effort, to show up, to be there for them, send the text, whatever. It just feels like you're starting to feel as if you're giving a lot more than what it is that you're receiving in this connection. And I feel like it's kind of made... I don't know, I feel like there's like some frustration here, especially with the deja vu, because this I feel like is a dynamic that maybe is very, very familiar in your relationships where you're typically the one putting in all the effort, but not always being on the receiving end of it. This person's energy towards you. Know your worth. Unfinished business and interference. There's something that's interfering with this person's commitment to this connection. And it's interesting because I feel like they do see this connection as unfinished business, as if not fully reaching its potential. This Know Your Worth card is interesting. You know, we tend to accept the love that aligns with what we believe that we deserve. So it almost kind of feels like the relationship, the type of dynamic that they're choosing is the one that doesn't have to that they don't have to try as hard for. I don't know. It's interesting. It feels like they're dealing with something karmic. I don't know what it is. I don't know. We'll just see. Okay. Truth of this connection between Aries and this person. Truth of this connection between Aries and this person. There is love here, and it's genuine. It's on both sides. Like, this is what's going on in between the connection. I feel like there is love here. So what's the problem? soulmate recognition, and then grief and sadness on the bottom. I feel like both of you do recognize that this connection is special. I feel like you both see this as having a lot of potential. So I'm a little confused because this is the state I feel like the connection is in, this place of grief and sadness where neither person is really getting what it is that they desire from the connection. Is that there's still something missing here, even though you both feel the same way, have the same desire. Let's see. Overall theme of this reading for Aries. I said this, the feelings are mutual. The feelings are mutual. And I feel like you wouldn't maybe know that, or maybe you do. Okay, hang on. Because what's going on? Remember, I'm putting this together as we go. So, okay, there are regrets, unresolved issues, and someone has unmet needs. So it's obvious in this connection, Aries, that you're the one that has unmet needs. I mean, that was the energy that I really picked up on from the very beginning, where it felt like you were always the one like putting in the effort, you know, being fully committed, very loyal, and just feeling like you're not receiving that in return. I feel like unresolved issues is a big part of what's happening here. And it's like individual unresolved issues, like almost as if this person, I don't know, because then they have regrets. So I feel like make decisions that drives this connection into like separation or conflict. And then they regret it, but then they do it again. And it's just, their behavior is so confusing and so conflicting to how they really feel. And I feel like that's probably what makes things even more confusing to you too, especially if you know, like intuitively, like you can just tell this person cares about you. They have feelings for you. So it's like, why do they do these things? Why do they act this way? Hopefully we can provide you with a little bit of clarity as we progress here with this connection or with this reading. So let's look, Aries, at your side of this, reciprocity with friendship. This is Aries energy toward the person they are dealing with. Aries has the Eight of Cups in reverse. Feeling a little lost, a little, almost a little bit hopeless here with how things are in this connection. The Five of Wands, there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of anxiety too. I feel like with the Nine of Swords on the bottom. And I feel like maybe even you're a little bit conflicted too, not really knowing how to feel or maybe even how this person feels. And I think that maybe that's why you're here kind of looking for answers. The Hierophant in reverse is kind of this need. Well, I feel a couple of messages coming through with this, that there's a need to look at things from a different perspective. I don't necessarily know what that is yet, but I also, with the Hierophant in reverse, see this as this connection being something that's very untraditional for you. Like the feelings here are really strong. You've never really experienced, maybe something that has this kind of potential. And maybe that's why things have been so hard and confusing, is because it's like, this energy, the love and the soulmate recognition, this feeling of this, there's something special here. There's so much potential here. Like, can't we just get to this point where things are good and, we finally find a balance here? But I just feel like what you're receiving is, literally Six of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom. What you're receiving is a lot less than what you do deserve from this connection. And I feel like you know that, but you see that potential, and it's just kind of like just around and around and around you go here. Okay, Aries side of this connection, the Five of Swords. You struggle with being able to trust this person. I feel like, maybe behavior has been inconsistent, or their behavior has been inconsistent with their words. And it's just like, I don't know. I can't trust them. I don't know if they're going to show up, when they're going to show up, how they're going to show up. And I think that this has you really on edge for sure, regarding like the future of this, or what this means moving forward. The Lovers in reverse. I mean, right out of the gate, right? I said that. Not getting what you deserve. And maybe even starting to doubt your own worth, right? Like when we pour so much of ourselves into another person, and we give and we show up and we commit and we're there for them. And then, you know, when we need that same energy in return and it's not there, it can really start to affect our self-worth, how we view our value, or how it is that, because it's almost like, why don't you see, like I bring you so much, why don't you see that I'm deserving of the same? And I feel like specifically in this connection, and I'm not saying it's never, right? I'm not saying that they never show up. It feels like when they do, it's very sporadic, it's very inconsistent, and you're always very much like left wondering. Because again, it's like that anxiety that I feel where it's, I don't know if walking on eggshells is necessarily the right term. Maybe it is, but it's almost like, I don't know if they're going to call. I don't know if they're going to show up. I don't know if I'm ever going to talk to them again, or if I'm ever going to see them again, because they're just so, you know, in and out. And I just, it's really, like I said, kind of taking a toll on you here. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles here. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're so committed to this. I feel like you've also invested a lot into this. Like I said, at the beginning, feeling like this connection has been in your life for a really long time. And I feel like you've put so much into this. And I feel like you're also, Aries, just a very loyal person. Like I'm just kind of getting that. And I'm not saying like all Aries are loyal or anything like that, but I feel like the energy that I'm reading right here, whoever this is, whether you're Aries or a cross watcher, your energy is very loyal. It's like you pour into the things that you care about, into the people that you love. And I feel like you would kind of go to war for them. Like that's kind of what I feel here. It's like just this fiercely loyal energy that I do feel like you bring. And I feel like you've brought that to this connection too. And it's just been, I feel like, a little bit frustrating that, probably to say the least, a lot of bit frustrating that you're not experiencing that same thing in return. So let's look at what's going on with them, because I am curious. This person's energy toward you, Aries, interference with know your worth. That right there is so confusing, because they feel a sense of loss with this connection. And I saw that they have regrets here. The Judgment in reverse, though. Inability, it's like they lack, well, hang on. Because the Judgment in reverse is kind of, to me, like a lack of awareness, or a lack of being able to clearly see the truth. There it is, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, karmic. They're stuck in something karmic, in some sort of karmic, but they're choosing it. They're the ones choosing it. Okay, what is that? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. What is this? The Fool. Waiting on a new beginning. I don't know what this is about. I don't know what exactly they're dealing with. But what it feels like is they're choosing to invest in situations that align with what they believe that they deserve. And what I mean by that is not that they believe that they deserve more than what you bring to the table, but the opposite of that. It feels like, and that's the thing, right? When somebody believes that they're unworthy and undeserving of genuine connection or, true unconditional love and care and empathy, they're going to make decisions or like choose situations that don't provide that for them, right? Where maybe things are a little bit more surface level. And I'm not even talking about like a third party. Like this could be listening to family or just being caught up in like their own cycle that keeps them from being able to healthily and genuinely accept the love that I feel like you have to give here. And, it's hard because I feel like you see that almost. It's like you see that they don't feel like they're worthy and deserving. And I feel like that's why you've shown up so fiercely. But I also feel that, and this is the thing, right? We can't change other people. We can't make people make the decisions that might even be better for them. The only thing that we can do is let people make the decisions that they're going to make and then align our choices accordingly. And I feel like what's hard is like you want what's best for them too. Like you want them to experience love and genuine connection and all of the things that they deserve and desire. And I feel like you recognize that whatever karmic path they're on, like it could literally just be like a path to like trying to, committed super hard to like success and work and caring more about those things than about their own, about being loved. I don't know. It could be literally anything. And I feel like there's a reason that it's coming through as vague. When you're speaking to such a large collective, I think that there can be a lot of different things there. But ultimately, I feel like it's interesting because this person makes decisions based on how much they value themselves, not based on how much they value you. And I've always said, people don't treat us how they value us, they treat us how they value themselves. And the decisions that they're making are aligning with the belief that they're not worthy and deserving of a whole lot. And I think that, what's hard, and maybe this is where the perspective shift is needed, is that this isn't about you not being enough. This isn't about you not being valuable enough. This is about how they really see themselves. And I think that what's really hard is people can only meet you like at the depth in which they've met themselves. They can only give and receive love to the extent that they've learned to love themselves. They can only, provide you what it is that they've learned to provide themselves. If somebody is overly critical of themselves and not very nice to themselves, like in their head, then they're going to see love and compassion as something that is almost like not good, because they're like, no, you should be critical. And I just feel like it's almost like they're viewing this connection, they see the worth in it, they see the value of it, they see the value of you, but they don't see the value in themselves. Like maybe they've even said things like, I'm not good enough for you, or I can never give you what you deserve, like things like that. And I feel like they could if they were willing to, really address kind of the reasons within that they make certain decisions. But I also think, and it's so important to know, that our relationships with other people are a reflection. I want to pull one more here. Are a reflection of how much, we also value ourselves. And sometimes they say, okay, yeah. They're very non-committal to the things that actually provide them with a sense of safety and security. Like with the Three of Cups, I feel like you make them feel safe and secure and chosen and loved and valued and seen and heard. And it's almost like they're like, no. I don't deserve that. I can't have that. Really quick, I have a story. I used to be that person. I used to be someone who pushed away genuine love, who, didn't allow people to get too close to me or to, commit to me. And it was almost like if somebody did commit to me and love me, I was almost like, there's something wrong with this person, because why would they love me? And I didn't realize that I was doing that. But, in a way, I didn't realize that I was worthy and deserving of more. So I actually very much pushed away the love that I did deserve. And I chased after the love that I didn't, it aligned with what I believed that I deserved. And I feel like that's very much like what this person is doing. So the reasons that they're not committing to you or choosing you or investing in you isn't because they don't see the worth in this connection. They don't see the value in this connection or see your worth or value. It's because they don't see their own worth or value. And I think, one of the best things that I have really ever learned is that we can't love people into loving themselves. We can't. It has to be a choice that they make on their own way on their own terms whenever maybe it's right for them, right? And the best thing that we can do, and this is what the entire let them theory is all about. I'm sure it's been going around a lot recently, the let them theory by Mel Robbins. Well, the theory isn't by her, but she did recently write a book about it. But, we really have to let people be who they are, and we have to make the decision based on what is best for us, even if it's hard. Because when we're loving somebody else, despite the way that they treat us or show up for us, we are in that moment unconditionally loving them, but not unconditionally loving ourselves, which means that we're basically saying you being loved and chosen and valued is more important than me being loved and chosen and valued. Even though we have this idea that if I love you harder, if I'm there for you, if I, then maybe you'll change, right? But we can't love people into loving themselves. The only thing that we can do is recognize that the love that we deserve and desire is always possible for us, okay? It's always, always, always possible for us. And just because we view somebody as a soulmate, or there's a really, intense connection or whatever, that isn't the universe showing you what's possible and then taking it away from you. The universe is always just reflecting back at you what you believe that you deserve. And we have many different soulmates in our life that come into our life for many different reasons. And sometimes it's to teach us to love ourselves more. And sometimes it's because they're capable of meeting us where we deserve to be met. But we have to recognize the purpose of why somebody is in our life, and to make sure that we are not loving them more than we love ourselves. That we are not, and it's not that their needs don't matter, but it's that their needs don't matter more than yours. Your needs, desires, and feelings are just as important, Aries. And maybe you've been taught that they're not. Maybe you've been taught that you need to sacrifice them or put them to the side to make sure you're taking care of everybody else around you. But that's going to constantly leave you emotionally unfulfilled. You're never going to meet the people who are capable of meeting you where you deserve to be met if you feel that the love that you desire comes at the cost of your mental, emotional, or physical well-being. If you believe that self-sacrifice is necessary. And taking a look at that dynamic can help you understand the deeper purpose of this connection and what is really trying to bring, come through for you. Because I really do feel like, you do deserve a lot more than what this person is capable of providing you. It doesn't mean that they're not providing it for you because they don't see the value in you, though. They don't see the value in themselves. And when we're able to look at things from that way, a lot of times we think, oh, but they love me, they care about me. That's the bare minimum. Somebody loving you, somebody seeing your value, that is the absolute bare minimum. You don't just deserve to be loved, Aries. You deserve to be loved well. You deserve to be shown up for, not just someone who has feelings for you, but somebody who acts on those feelings. Because love isn't a feeling. Or it's not just a feeling, it's an action. It's in, how you show up, and people only show up to the extent that they love themselves, okay? But you deserve somebody who loves themselves enough to know that you are worthy and deserving of the things that you provide. But I feel like it's a lot easier said than done. But we're going to dive into the extended. We're going to look at soulmate recognition with love. I'm going to dive deeper into this, looking at the deeper purpose and the best way for you to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Then I've got an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Thank you so much, Aries, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Aries.